Hi everyone, welcome to my live. We're celebrating 10 million followers. Let me show you around my beautiful mansion. We have stunning views and so much luxury. Thank you all so much for the love.
Omo, Campus Stories Day. But this one, no be ordinary story. This is the story of a girl who had everything and discovered she owned nothing. At Adebayo Federal University, nobody officially wore a crown. But if they did, it would belong to Sada Jai, a 300-level mass communication student. Every day she arrived in a different luxury car. Monday, Mercedes GLE. Tuesday, Lexus LX. Wednesday, Range Rover. Students stopped whatever they were doing whenever she drove in. Some admired her, some envied her, some hated her. But everybody knew her. And honestly, who wouldn't? Perfectly sculpted, designer bags, designer heels, designer clothes from head to toe, gold jewelry, the latest iPhones, hundreds of thousands of followers online, millions of views on her videos, Dubai vacations, Zanzibar weekends, luxury hotels, private parties, the kind of life people screenshot and use as motivation. To many girls on campus, Said was living proof that the soft life was real. She even had an organization called Said's Circle. They paid rent, sponsored makeovers, helped struggling female students, and Said always had advice. Life is a game. Learn the rules before someone else plays you. But there was one thing nobody knew. Said wasn't the queen. She was the bait. Every night after posting pictures and videos, after the compliments, after the attention, after the luxury, Said stood alone before her mirror. And beneath her collarbone was a scar, a strange ash-colored mark, a mark she could never remove. Every month, a message arrived from someone saved in her phone as Mother Ash. The message never changed. Quota due. 5 required. Moon rises in 6 days. Because Said belonged to something older than the university. Older than the city. Older than the rich men funding her lifestyle. She was one of the 8 daughters of Ash. 8 women spread across 8 universities. Their reward, beauty, influence, wealth, power. A life everyone envied. The price? Recruitment. Every semester, each daughter had to deliver 5 girls. Girls were promised scholarships, connections, luxury, success, a better future. But every promise came with a chain. And once that chain locked around your neck, it never opened again. One afternoon, Sadie noticed a girl selling Zobo outside the Faculty of Arts. Her name was Sharon Okafor, 22 years old, fine arts student, scholarship kid, brilliant, beautiful, poor. The type of girl who calculated every naira before buying food. The type of girl who carried her dreams and her problems at the same time. The exact type Mother Ash loved. Said bought a bottle of Zobo, then quietly transferred 200,000 naira into Sharon's account. Sharon stared at the alert, confused. Why? She asked. Said smiled. You deserve better than this. Come to one of our mentorship programs. Sharon immediately refused. Chuckle. But then, her phone buzzed. Outstanding rent. Final warning. Pay or leave. She looked at the alert, looked back at Saad, and slowly said, okay. Pause. The mentorship meetings looked harmless. Luxury hotels, champagne, networking events, motivational speeches. Everything looked successful. Everything looked clean. Everything looked normal. Said called it the soft life code. Never chase money. Position yourself where money chases you. Attention is a currency. Power never comes free. Pause. For the first time in months, Sharon stopped worrying about food, stopped worrying about rent, stopped worrying about school fees. And for the first time in a long time, someone made her feel important, softly. But something unexpected happened. Sade began to care, because Sharon reminded her of herself, the same hunger, the same hope, the same fear. For the first time in years, guilt returned. Pause. So she delayed submitting Sharon's name. Then the punishment started. Her allowance stopped. Her sponsors disappeared. The luxury became silence. And one evening,
This is so nice.
Mother
It
Ash
really
arrived at her
is.
penthouse. No
I'm
greeting,
glad we did
no
this.
threats, no speech.
Sade, is
She
everything
simply
okay?
placed a black
Yeah,
ash-colored
I'm fine.
gown on the bed and left. The message was clear. Deliver the girl, or become the sacrifice. Pause. A few nights later, the ritual began. An abandoned chapel outside the city. Candles flickering against cracked walls. Women dressed in ash-colored robes kneeling in silence. Drums beating in the darkness. Slow, heavy, unsettling. And hanging above the altar, a giant painting. 8 women, 8 men. Mother Ash once called it the pact. As long as the faces remain whole, the pact remains alive. Pause. Sharon stood blindfolded. She believed she was receiving a special blessing. She had no idea she was the sacrifice. Mother Ash stepped forward. Second daughter. Present your offering. Sade froze. Sharon quietly whispered a prayer. The kind of prayer people pray when fear enters the room. Mother Ash ordered the blindfold removed. The cloth fell away. And the moment Mother Ash looked into Sharon's eyes, everything changed. The old woman stepped back, her hands trembling. No! Silence filled the chapel. Not this one. Fear spread across every face. Then Mother Ash whispered, "The moon-eyed girl, the prophecy. This one will destroy us." She raised a ceremonial blade. If she lives, we fall. That was all Sade needed to hear. She grabbed Sharon's hand and ran. Behind them, Mother Ash screamed, "If we cannot kill her, we will kill you." There was only one person Sade believed could save them. Chief Belogan, the man who funded her lifestyle, the man she trusted, the man she believed Big missed. They arrived at his mansion close to midnight. Sade burst into his study. "They want to kill her! You have to help us!" Chief
They have
Belogan
no
calmly
idea
poured
what's
himself a
coming.
drink, then
Their
smiled.
world will crumble
Slowly.
before they know it, and I
He
will be
unbuttoned
there
his
to claim
shirt,
it all.
and Sade's blood ran cold. Because on his chest was the same ash scar, only older, darker, twisted like roots beneath dead soil. "You thought I was your sponsor?" he asked. "No, Sade. You were mine?" Then he revealed the truth. The Coven of Ash was never 8 women. It was 8 women, and 8 patrons. Powerful men, politicians, business tycoons, religious leaders. Men who stayed powerful because young girls paid the price. The women recruited. The men consumed, together. They fed the machine. Then he slid a photograph across the table. An 18-year-old Sade, blindfolded, terrified, at her initiation, and standing behind her, smiling, was Chief Belogan. You were never meant to rule. You were raised to be replaced. The cars, the jewelry, the penthouse, the money. None of it was a reward. It was advertising, a trap, a showcase, bait for the next generation. Then he pointed at a silver knife on the table. "The cycle ends tonight." His smile widened. "You can die and keep her safe. Or sacrifice her and keep breathing." Outside. The drums started again. Closer, louder. Mother Ash had arrived. Sharon was crying. The chapel followers were coming. Everything was closing in. And suddenly, Sade understood. The coven wasn't a building. It wasn't a ritual. It wasn't even a group of people. It was a hunger. And hunger never dies. Then she saw it. The giant painting hanging behind Chief Belogan. The same faces, the same pact. The source, the anchor, the chain. Sade picked up the knife. Chief Belogan smiled, certain she had chosen survival. But she looked him in the eye and said, "You said the cycle ends two ways. You lied. There's a third." She drove the blade straight into the painting. The canvas ripped. A terrible scream exploded through the mansion. The walls shook. The ash scar on Chief Belogan's chest split open. Black smoke poured from the wound. Outside, Mother Ash screamed, not in anger, in fear. The pact was breaking for the first time in generations. The chain was snapping. Sade grabbed Sharon's hand. "Run!" And they ran. Into the darkness, into the night, into uncertainty. But finally, into freedom. 6 months later. A live stream begins. A young girl wearing expensive jewelry smiles at the camera. Per semester, per blessing. Before she can finish, a hand enters the frame. The phone lowers. The girl looks surprised. And standing beside her is Sade. Older, tired, scar gone, but smiling. She looks directly into the camera and says, "No more queens. No more sacrifices. No more lies." Then one final line. The line that changes everything. The soft life is not freedom. Freedom is freedom. Fade to black.